So this is Brute Island, and in Halo 3, you're intended to stop at this island by using a Hornet. But I've always wondered, is it possible to make it to this island without driving a vehicle? Let's give it a shot! Oh, shot! Why is he screaming in pain? Why is the Shilt chill hurting? Well, your boy accidentally slammed his thumb in his car door about a couple hours ago. And I'm a pretty animated guy. And doing this really hurt my thumb. But anyways, Brute Island is located on the back half of the mission, The Covenant. Johnson and his team are supposed to be taking out the second tower on this mission to deactivate the shield barrier so you can get to the main citadel. And like many instances in Halo campaigns, you don't have to stop here, you can go right by it, doesn't even matter. But in the spirit that the game was intended to be played, you do stop at this island and take out all the enemies. But obviously, my goal was to not just go over here with the Hornet. I wanted to see, is it possible for me to get there as a player on foot? You might be asking yourself, well, wouldn't you just use that little land bridge somehow and then just kind of skip over there? No, my goal was to get to this island from the beach, right where you're supposed to take the Hornets. But looking at this, this island is probably 2,000 feet away and maybe only 50 feet tall. Because fall timer in Halo 3 exists, the second you start dropping on the y-axis in the game, that is up or down, in this case down, your fall timer starts. And in Halo 3, this is only like 2 or 3 seconds. So I'd need to find a way to go really fast and really straight. And my first idea would require 2 players, so I recruited someone you might be familiar with, my brother. Alex. He's back. Before I get into how exactly I first planned on doing this, there are some skulls that we need to live by in order to do large launches in Halo 3. And the 2 primary skulls are Tilt and Cowbell. These increase the accelerations from explosions while also making vehicles borderline invincible. Let's just put it that way. In order to get a big enough boom to go really fast, you also need your boom tool to stay intact. And our first proposed tool that we were going to be using was the Warthog. But first, we need to play through the mission the old-fashioned way because we needed 2 other things in order to pull off this launch. A gravity hammer and invincibility. Anytime that you go to film with me, it's actually the worst time of the day for me to be filming because the sun is just perfectly going through the window that it's like messing with my appearance on camera.
Sounds like you're making excuses.
For being ugly? Let's get right back into it, dude. The people haven't seen you for a while.
That's no excuse for you being ugly. You made a choice. You were born to be ugly. You could have not made that choice. Like, autism didn't exist back in my day. Meanwhile, Grandpa has 30,000 Star Wars collectibles. And
yeah, everybody's grandpa has every tool saved from their entire life. Oh, my grandpa has 7 mowers. That's totally normal.
The advent of...
After clearing out all of the enemies in the first section of the mission, we both headed to the tower to kill the Brute Chieftain that was carrying both an invincibility and the gravity hammer. Now there is a chance that he drops a flare on this, and in that case you have to restart the entire mission. But luckily, I didn't have to do that this time.
You're trying to put a little stinky on me. Yeah, gotcha, you little crazy guy.
Master Chief versus 100 Brutes.
Oh,
we
Master
already
Chief.
settled this debate, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, I think we could have a killer podcast just because... Well, I don't care, and good luck finding my boss if I even have one, if I have a job.
He works at the 7-Eleven in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Sankar Humpajidway was going to be very angry with me. He told me last time I did a video I caused him a lot of grievances. We were stealing smokes left and right.
Now, one thing I made sure to do before I entered the tower area was to first leave the Warthog in this hallway. Hog out! Doing so makes it such that the Warthog doesn't despawn. If it's in the outside region, it will despawn. Now, if you play Halo a lot, you might be asking yourself, well, why did you need to preserve the hog in that hallway if the Marines drop off a civilian hog later? Well, the cage of the civilian hog is a little bit weird as far as its model goes, and the regular Warthog with a turret is far better for launching, at least I've found personally. But now that I had this hog, the gravity hammer, and the invincibility, I was ready to go take this to the beach for a setup. Okay, you're going to line up right at this wheel here.
Yeah.
So my initial idea for the setup was to have my brother hold the gravity hammer at the back half of the Warthog. He would stand on one side and I would stand on the other. Then I would activate my invincibility jump, and as I was in midair, he would swing his hammer so the Warthog would launch me.
I think I hit it from. Well, there's a. How do I say this delicately? There was a guy in the locker room, and he had his leg up, and he's completely naked, just bang swinging, just looking around. I don't know what he was doing. It's like, is this like a gay hookup? What's this guy doing? He's just like aggressively looking at everybody, like, look at my wiener, look at my wiener.
So the initial setup did not work at all. So my idea was now to flip the hog upside down, stand on it, and then have my brother stick it with a grenade while swinging his hammer. But I ran into a little bit of an issue with this. You can only get one checkpoint while being on the beach before you get teleported forward to Brute Island. I had a third player go take the Hornet further into the mission hoping that I would get a checkpoint, but because I used my only possible checkpoint on the beach, this meant that the setup was bunk and we'd have to do it from scratch again. This time, I decided to take the broken hog on the beach and set it up in position. Theoretically, I should still be able to launch with this even though it's broken, and if I get it into position, I won't have to worry about setting the Warthog up later. I once again procured the invincibility and the gravity hammer and then headed back to my hog on the beach. With my brother having the gravity hammer behind the Warthog and ready to stick it, I tried to stand at the top of this while the third player took the Hornet, deactivated the barrier in the water, and got a checkpoint.
Are you okay over there, buddy? Embarrassing.
Getting set up. Okay, you're gonna stick it, and then you're gonna swing your hammer. Holy shit. Just
Been
try
weak ever
swinging your
since.
hammer. But wait till I like fall a little bit.
Do you fall?
Wait till I fall off the hog.
I have to. I'm doing it by feel. I can't see what you're doing.
Okay,
I can see your shadow a little bit.
let me stick the hog. Wait till the grenade explodes. Hold on, stop swinging. I'm gonna try sticking the hog solo. Okay, just try sticking the hog. So after only just a couple of minutes of attempts, I knew this wasn't going to work. We weren't getting anywhere close to the distance, speed, or trajectory needed to make it all the way to this island. The only good attempts weren't even halfway to it. But I had one last plan in mind. Instead of using the gravity hammer to hit the hog, I would try having my brother use the Hornet's missiles. Then, I would take the hammer to use to change my in-air flight trajectory. Holy shit.
Wow.
That was almost world record attempt first time. I'm hitting a bump in the beach.
You say I'm pretty good at golf. See, you don't skip like a rock. That's the problem.
Oh, what the stupid. So, I had a little bit of a problem with this. If either player is in a Hornet, they will load forward when you hit the load zone from the island. Then, you'll hit the Hornet and drop in the water just short of landing on it.
Okay.
My screen is tearing, I'm going so fast. So this would mean I had to have two players get out of the Hornet before I actually hit the island. After you shoot, get out of your Hornet. Oh, that was close. So
I made it.
This is so much fun.
In midair.
You okay?
Why?
You weren't doing anything.
You sounded like you were like actually concerned there.
All for the show. All
Listen,
for the show, man.
listen.
Might make it, but I'm lagging so bad. Will it even matter?
And then he lagged to the right, and the trick was complete.
Oh no!
So, yeah, I did it. I did it. I did it.
Keep hitting this stupid. Dude, I'm bouncing so hard.
Do you think these people
No!
ever look in
How
the
do you
mirror?
horn it, dude?
Ugh, that hurts. No, it's from being gay. Shut up.
Fucking horn it, dude.
3 seconds. Just land it, dog. What are you doing? I could tear up right now some goulash. Murder some goulash right now, dog. Murder it.
Oh, that counts. That counts. Woo, baby.
You got it?
Yeah, I got on this rock, dude, barely.
See, make the area safe to spawn, please.
Now we have to finish the mission, dude. So now I had to get a deployable cover off of one of these brutes on the island. Now I had to segment this because the time that I made it, none of the brutes dropped a deployable cover. I was curious whether or not I could deployable cover launch and finish the mission. This would mean that technically I crossed the entire water part the way it was intended to be played, just without driving a vehicle. Woohoo! Okay, let's see if I can walk all the way over. I think I'm actually out of the map. So now that I was on the cliff face that meets the third tower part of the mission where you have to destroy all the Wraiths, Phantoms, and Banshees, I needed to see if it was possible to navigate down. Now my first ledge looked way too steep, but I couldn't find any other route that I could possibly take. So I had to take the fall and hope that I lived. Luckily, there's an elastic map barrier that you hit on the way down that slows your fall rate so that you don't die from fall timer. Another barrier? From this part, you can just walk along the cliff face all the way over to where the Wraiths are, jump down, and you can continue on with the mission. So yes, you can beat this mission, hypothetically, by going to the island and then going to the third tower just without driving a vehicle.
You need to feature the outtakes somewhere else, because I don't like filming and then no one sees anything.
Dude, people can see it on Patreon. I can see everything you say.
Oh, everything?
Yeah.
Oh. I'll be right back. Everything I said was a joke for legal reasons.